Good evening. I'm Barbara Ellzey, and welcome to Motivational Monday. Good evening. I'm so glad that you guys are with us again this evening. Our time has changed temporarily, but I'm so glad that you all have joined in. Listen, we're going Facebook Live. We're also on YouTube. So I want you guys to go ahead and to share. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe and like this broadcast. Again, go ahead and start sharing, because I want my other sisters to come in and just the audience to come in. I have two dynamic women here. I just love uplifting my sisters and just really supporting them. I'm so glad that this is a platform where women can come on and just share the wonderful things that they're doing. Again, I have two dynamic women, as I've had in the past, but I have two dynamic women this evening. One is Miss Talitha Wallace, Miss Blue. Blue. All right. You guys are in for a treat from this woman. And also Miss Latoya Easter, a new author. And so I'm going to bring Miss Latoya Easter on. Can you guys show her some love and send some hand claps? All right. Latoya Dameron is an educator. She's a life coach. She's a published author and a professional school counselor. She has a master's degree in counseling and education administration. She is the new author of Stepping Into Me. Can you all welcome Miss Latoya Dameron?
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Yes.
I am so glad that you are here, Oh, God,
Yes.
this is absolutely wonderful. So I'm glad that you're here, Latoya. I'm so excited about what you are doing and your new book that you have. You're getting ready to launch it August the 18th. Is that correct?
April the 18th. April the 18th.
April the 18th.
Yes.
April the 18th. Yes, I would definitely be there. I would.
Yes.
So let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Listen, you got so much on your plate.
I do.
Before we do that, before I ask you what inspired you to write this, Stepping Into Me, I'm all for that. You know, I'm all for self-empowerment. You know who I am, believing in me. Your opinions don't matter. Hello, because before you had an opinion, God has a purpose for my life. So it don't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm going to do what God has called me to do. So just give me some background on you.
Oh my goodness. So background on me, Barbara,
Yes.
you and I attend the same church. We go to Apostolic Faith Church.
Yes.
And I've been there since 2007.
Okay.
Some very traumatic things that happened into my life and so many things that went on. But to talk about who I am a mom. I have 3 children. I have a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old. I have a 9-year-old. All of my children own their own businesses in addition to my husband. So we are a family of entrepreneurs. So it was only right that I became an entrepreneur as well. And we'll go into detail about what that entails. But I am an educator. I have been in education for about 18 years now. I was in special education. I did primary. So now I am shifting and now I do counseling, professional counseling. So my goal and my purpose in life is to motivate and encourage others, right? Yes. Sometimes I do that without saying a word. I don't have to speak a word. It's just I like to call it the glory of God that is on me. So if it's just my smile, if it's something that I notice that it impacts others, right? So how Stepping Into Me came about. My dad died in 2013.
Okay.
And as a daddy's girl, it's only 2 of us, myself and my brother. Yes. My dad passed away and it was quick. I found out in July, my dad died December the 18th, 2013.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, when I found out that his cancer came back and that it was very aggressive, in that moment, I realized that I am an adult. And it
Mhm.
wasn't until that moment. And as
Mhm.
a husband, I got kids. Like, it wasn't until that moment that I realized that I am an adult and I can't call daddy and I can't depend and lean on my dad. Like, he's
Yeah.
not there. Right.
Right.
So I grieved and I grieved very hard, but it wasn't like your typical things that you see people do,
Mhm.
depressed and things like that, although it was, right?
Mhm.
So I began to go on this journey. Bishop Horace Smith actually was the sole person that kind of like pushed this thing out of me.
Okay.
Chapter 1 of my book is called My God Story. And you probably remember us going on that journey at church, talking about our God story. So I
Yes.
wrote my God story out. I actually completed the book in 2014, but I never published it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Um, it just wasn't my time to release the book yet. It
That's
wasn't
good.
until January of this year. Now, mind you, it
Mhm.
was done 2014. It is
Yes.
2021. And
Yes.
to be totally transparent with you, Sister Barbara, I didn't step into myself until after it was published. And now I get to release it into the world, stepping into me, stepping into my destiny. Just to go over a few of the chapters that we talk about.
Before you go over your chapters, before you do that, I like what you said that you wrote this book in 2014, did not publish it until 2021. Here's sometimes God gives us a vision. He gives us an assignment. And even though he has given us that assignment, it's not ready yet, right? So it's just like it's cooking. It's cooking. It's cooking. And then he will say, and you will release what God wants you to do at the appointed time. At the appointed time. So I get that. I get that with the book, that it wasn't, you wrote the book. First of all, it took your
Yep.
dad to be removed. Isn't it something that parents go home? Then we realize that I'm an adult. Well, you was always an adult. How about that? but not while they're here. Long as parents here, we kids. We're kids. You
Yep.
know, and then it's amazing how pain pushes us into our purpose. It takes us into our purpose. So even though God had you to start writing in 2014, you wasn't ready yet. The book was ready, but you wasn't ready for the world to see.
Yeah.
I mentioned it was authors, I believe Reverend Kay Robinson and Pam Morris Walton was on here.
Mhm.
And I mentioned to them that I wrote a book, and the book was called
Mm.
Face to Face, Becoming Whole and Regaining Custody of Yourself.
Yes.
I remember writing the book, and I poured all of myself
Mm-hmm.
into that book, everything that I had gone to, because it was time for me to face myself, right? Because I felt like I was on a hamster wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Time for me to face myself. And even God told me, he said, you're on a cycle. You're on a cycle. And so I began to get up every day at 3 a.m. and I would have a cup of tea and I would begin to write. And I let God remind me of
Yes.
things that I had shut away in my memory. I shut them away. I didn't want to remember anymore, right? And I put it all into the book. And there was good times where I laughed, but when it came time for me to pick up that published book,
Mm.
hyperventilated, because I said, the people are going to learn my story.
Mm.
They're going to learn my story. They're going
Mm.
to find out all about Barbara Ellzey. And I became afraid of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God was liberating me. So
Mm.
I understand when you said, I wrote it in 2014, but I published it in January 2021.
This year. Yes, this year. Sister Ellzey, you hit on a couple of things that I want to address. Yes,
Mhm.
pain does push us into our purpose, right? So
Right.
going back in January, and if you know me, I am like serious about my work and I never take off of work. I took off of work for my job and I
Mhm.
spent the entire day to go through the book. And I went through and I saw so much fluff in my book.
Mhm.
And I went through and I took some stuff out. And I'm like, no, I need to share with my readers how I'm stepping in how I stepped into me, but allow my readers to reflect because I'm a reflector, right? So
Exactly.
this book
Exactly.
is not just about my story and my challenging areas in my life and my journey, but it's going to also allow my readers to reflect
Yes.
on their on some things that they may be going through, right?
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
and allow them to step into them.
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing. And I'm happy God, like you said, he gives you the vision and then
Oh,
he
yes.
tells you when it's time to release it.
He'll
And,
tell you when. He will tell you when.
and it's time.
And
So
it's time. It sounds like your book. We're gonna have us a journal with your book. Sound like, you
it
know,
is a journal.
to
It is
take.
a
Oh,
journal. Yeah. So when you go through it, I actually gave like prompting questions with journal pages for
oh,
you to write. So
awesome,
you can
awesome,
write
awesome.
in the book because that's what I do. I go right
Okay.
and I'm writing on the side of the book. So I
Yes.
allow my readers, I give a snippet on like different topics and I'll go through what the chapters are. And then you can reflect. You can write out your thoughts. I give you some sentence stems or some starters for you to think
Yes.
about, but then you just write. You
Then
just
you just right. That
yeah.
is so awesome. Let me, before you go into your chapters, I got to back up to your family. I got to back up to your family because it's a family of entrepreneurs. The whole family are entrepreneurs. Now you know about my friend and my brother who is an awesome, awesome. Oh my God, awesome chef. I remember once he did the food for the Big Hats brunch, which
Yeah.
up the Big Hats brunch is coming up,
Yeah,
lady.
it
Um, but he's an incredible chef, and then you have your son who
is.
went to college, who is fantastic himself. But what about little Zazzy Zoe?
Yes.
What about Zoe with this lip line? You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Unbelievable.
Sister Barbara, it's a story behind each one of my family members and how they got into it because we don't just decide that this is what we're going to do. This is our
Mhm.
purpose, right?
Okay.
So let me go back. Demetrius has been catering for over 20 years. We've been together 20 years. Actually, it's
Oh,
19 years. So we've been
awesome,
together
awesome.
20 years, married on the 29th of this month for 15. So, with that being said, my husband lost his job. He worked at Northwestern for like 10 years and he lost his job right before Christmas. And he
Hmm.
did not know what he was going to do with himself.
Hmm.
He was falling into like a depression. He's like, I know I need to marry this girl. He proposed, went out on a limb, and decided, you know what? I'm going to culinary school. So that is and he opened his own business with that. And he
Wow.
with that
Kudos.
Infinite Taste Catering. Then
Hmm.
tragedy happens again. So
Okay.
I told you that it's myself and my brother. It's only two of us. And I'm the only one with children. My brother doesn't have any children. So my
Hmm.
son Malachi was my dad's first grandbaby. So they were like this, right?
Uh-huh.
Like his best friend. My dad died. And then 3 years later, our grand died. So when Malachi was a little boy, he used to draw Granny's hearts, and they had like these beautiful wings on the heart, right?
Hmm.
And every Friday, you know how kids come home and he would, on Fridays, he would go to Grand's house and he would give her this heart. She'll put it on her refrigerator. Another
Hmm.
sudden thing, we were at Malachi's last freshman football game of the season. And we found out that I took her to the hospital that day because she just wasn't right. Found out
Okay.
that she had stage 4 cancer. She died in January. This was
Oh,
October.
wow.
She died in January. My
Okay.
son didn't have a way to grieve, like really my dad, because he was kind of young. And then now
Yes.
his best friend
Grandma.
Grand.
Hmm.
So he came upstairs like 2 years ago with that same heart that he used to draw for my grandmother, but he took the wings off and he had a bite mark in it. And he said, Mommy, love bites. That was his way of grieving through his brand. So it's not just a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or a hat. It's our family legacy living on through that, right?
Wow. That's
So
amazing.
the little baby, Miss Zazzy, right?
Miss Dazzy's, yes.
Miss Zazzy by soul. She said, ain't nobody gonna leave me. I
Uh-huh.
want to be able to do something. And I said, well, what do you like? She said, lip gloss. I said, okay. She went and found some recipes, put her spin on it, and says, I want to sell lip glosses. I said, well, what's your name gonna be? She says,
Uh-huh.
Zazzy. I said, well, what does that mean? She said, Zazzy means shiny.
Oh, okay.
I said, okay. So
Okay.
I allowed her to do that, and
Uh-huh.
all has been great. All has been
Awesome.
great. So that is
Awesome.
my family tree and our entrepreneurs.
That is so awesome. So awesome. You know, when God, like again, when God gives you a vision, I'm telling you, it will come to pass. It will. And what you guys are doing are passing down through your children and teaching other people. That is awesome. Let's get into this fantastic book. I know that is launching this month. That's why I wanted you here. I want to be there. Yes, I do. I want to be there to celebrate you. Tell me about this book of yours.
Yes, so you already know
Into
where it
me.
came from. Stepping
Mhm.
into me. You
I
already know
like
where it
that.
came from. I know, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna
It's, you know what? It's like when you say I'm stepping into me, it's just like, you know what? This is all about me now. It's all about me. It's all about me. You know,
yeah.
and the woman that God has designed me to be.
Mm.
Yes. All about me. Yes.
I'm gonna do a plug right here because the next book is called Walking in My Purpose. So after you've stepped, now you have
Yes.
to walk,
Now
right?
you have to start
So
walking.
that
Okay.
right now you have to walk. Now there are
Yes.
responsibilities
Yes.
associated with it. Now that you have it, now you have a responsibility. But we'll get into
Wow.
that later. So let's talk about stepping into me. So stepping
Okay.
into me, it has the first chapter talks about my God story, and it talks about how I got here. You know, the death of my grandmother, then turn around my dad, and then grand, and meeting my husband and things like that. After that, I went on this spiritual journey. That's
Okay.
why foundation is so key. I got to put this plug in.
Oh,
Foundation
yeah.
in God is so key because no
Oh,
matter
yes.
what, you
Oh, yes.
never stray away from it. No matter what
Yes.
happens, right? So I knew how to get in touch with that part of me, right?
Hmm.
So I knew that I needed God because that was the only way I was going to get through it.
Yes.
So I went on all these different journeys. And when I get a journey, I want to share with my girlfriends or share
Mhm.
with my people, and we go on a journey together, whether it's fasting, whatever the journey is. So I
Yes.
went
Yes.
on several journeys through my healing process. This is my process, right? So the next chapter after my God story is freeze, focus, fire. And this
Mm.
journey was where I sat back and me and my girlfriends, we sat and we froze. We didn't do anything. We sought after God. Like it was our time to spend with God to figure out what it is that He needed us to do. We
Right.
focused on that deposit that He made, and then we begin to develop a plan. So I talked about that
Mm.
and how you freeze, focus, fire, right?
Yes. Yes.
Then I'll allow you your space to journal after I give you my little view on it and how I did the journey. And then I'll allow my audience to reflect. The
Okay.
next one was persistently practicing patience because I noticed that I wasn't patient with certain things, right?
Mhm.
And that's the way of the world, especially now.
Right.
Anxiety and anxiousness is taking over. We don't know how to be patient. It
Right.
takes
Exactly.
patience to write a book in 2014 and not release it, right? You hold on
Yes.
to it. And I have to be honest, it was time, Sister Barbara, that I wanted to release that thing just to say I got a book. God
Yes.
said,
Yes.
no, you will not. Period is later. 24,
Yes.
it's 2021.
Yes.
And it just,
Because he had to grow you up into it. You see, he has to grow us. He has to groom us to what he wants us to do. He'll give it to you. Then he said, but you had to catch up.
oh,
You had to catch up to it. You know
yeah.
who you are. Let me say, oh,
Ooh, I did. I did.
God will prepare you. He will prepare you, and then he will present you. It
Hmm.
said, God, I want the listening audience to hear this. God will prepare you, then he will present you.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
preparation, then there's a presentation.
Oh,
You stand up. You're standing up with confidence in God, and God makes you over. He
my
makes you over to meet the project. And I have to say this: those pictures that you took, I was like, okay, this is going on right here. Love it. What it said to me was, this woman is on top of her stuff,
oh,
has walked that road, and she's like, I know where I'm at now. See, when you know where you at, you know what you got, you know who you are. That's it.
you can't be easily swayed by the distractions of the world. You know, I
No,
was in my private time driving like 2 weeks ago. And, you know, I'm constantly saying in my prayers, you know, let me not be distracted by the ways of this world and keep
right.
me focused. He says, you become the distraction. So they
Wow.
have a model of what it looks like.
Wow.
When there's
See?
something, all I could do is just scream. It was like, oh my gosh, I just need to be all that I am, be
Wow.
all that, just be, because people are
Yes.
going to have an opinion regardless. But I
Yes.
have to stay connected to my source.
You
And
have to stay connected. Stay
stay.
connected to your source. I want to see what Kathy Upshire just said. I want to see her comment again.
Yes.
She said she said the seed has the vision in it, but it has to grow to become the vision. You better shut your mouth before I call the police, girl. Don't you start up in here. Come on now.
I got to write that down. I got to
Come on.
write that down.
The seed has the vision in it, but it has to grow to become the seed. I will preach that. I preach that seed vision.
Come on.
God, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So tell me more. Yes.
So then we have the next chapter. It's called the transformation,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
And this one was something because we just came off of our journey at the beginning of January talking about the transformation, right?
Yes.
So
At
that
church,
was
that's
good.
right.
Right. So now we get to go back and see where I was in 2014, right?
Wow.
And how I've transformed and became this butterfly, or just me,
Yes.
right? And then the next one is about relationships. It's relational is the name of the chapter. And it talks about relationships and building those relationships and accepting people for what they have to offer, but you being authentically you and
Yes.
for what they have to offer, and just know your place, because we're
Yes.
all pieces to the puzzle, and every single
that's good.
necessary in order for us to accomplish the big goal.
Yes.
So it's relational, and then I have embrace, empower, and exude. So embracing who you are, be empowered by who you are,
Come on now.
exude that light.
Come on.
Because what's the point of being all of this and having all of this if you cannot give it to the world?
Come on now.
Empower, exude. And maturity and wisdom. And it talks about how we develop over time, how we mature. What does wisdom look like?
Yes.
So, and then the last chapter is how to create purpose. How do you find that? That's a hard question. You know, I'm a school counselor, and I'm talking to my students and talking to my coworkers all the time. And I'm like, you know, and I say my mantra, and what I say every single time for years, is, have a good day on purpose and in your purpose. How are you going to do that if you don't know what your purpose is?
If you don't know what your purpose is. I remember some years ago, there was a young man at 38th Street. His name was Daryl Tillman. He used to always say, you got to find your purpose. And you do. You have to find your purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, then it's that time that you have to sit still before God. You have to sit before God and let God show you. Because you know what, Latoya? See, my purpose is galvanizing people together. I love bringing people together. And when I bring a room full of people together, I stand back and watch how they interact one another. They laugh with one another, how they love on one another. I get joy in that. When I do the Big Hats brunch, when we was in brick and mortar, I would go stand in a corner and just watch everyone. I love bringing people together. I love watching people enjoy themselves. I love watching. It can be, yes, I'm in a church, and yes, I'm an elder, but it can be at a concert. When I see somebody out in the park and they enjoying themselves dancing, I enjoy that. Because they could be somewhere committing suicide or contemplating suicide. You see, they could be somewhere depressed.
Yes.
You know, so I love bringing people together so they can enjoy themselves. So purpose, yes, you got to find your purpose. Now, tell me, where can we purchase this book? Because I'm definitely going to be there.
Yes, so you already know that we have the book launch coming up. It's going to be at City Point Lofts, which is on 23rd and Michigan, on April the 18th from 3 until 5:30 p.m. But guess what? The audience and your everyone online can actually go ahead and pre-order the book right now. It is on my website, ldamronenterprises.com. Visit my website, download my ebook, Stepping Into Your Destiny. It gives you just a little bit. I also do life coaching. So if you don't know what your purpose is,
Come on now,
who you are,
come on.
Coach. Again, I'm connected to the source. I can put you on a path that give you and help you.
Come on now.
Whatever goals there are there that you want to accomplish. And I have the inside scoop again. I got the inside scoop because it's my purpose to encourage and motivate others. So they can go on to the website.
That is absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love how you say, and I'm a coach. If you don't know your purpose, I can help you discover purpose. You know, all of us, God has given us all gifts and talents. Gifts and talents. And again, if you don't know your purpose, you just sit before God and he will begin. What God would do is take you when you was younger.
Yes.
Want to know what your gift and your purpose is. Think about what you did when you was younger. Think about what you was thinking about when you was younger. I know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you do.
Think about what you was thinking about when you was younger. I asked God one time, I said, God, what am I supposed to do? God took me back to when I was 10 years old and how I would get the neighborhood children, them all together and have them singing and dancing in a talent show. I've always loved bringing people together. Always love it. He said, that's what I used to do. And one of the people, she's gone home with the Lord. She pointed it out. Is Evangelist Sarah Martin. Barbara has a gift of galvanizing people. I never put a title on it. You see what I'm saying? She put a title on it. I never had a title for it. I absolutely love bringing people together. Together.
You're also an observer and a seer. And I noticed that about you. You observe, you're able to see actually past the external of what people give off. You're able to see, and you're able to see straight to the core of who people are. And that's why your purpose in making sure that people are gathered is necessary.
Yes, making sure they're galvanized, making sure people are connected.
Yes.
Last Motivational Monday, I had two Kims on here, Kim Clifton and Kim Darden. You know, both people in food. Do you know they hooked up the next day?
Yes.
The next day, right? Kim took her some of her sweets, which are so delicious. She took them to Kim. They hooked up the next day. We are connectors.
Yes.
We are connectors. They hooked up the next day. They ran into each other like they've been knowing each other all the time. That's what we're supposed to do.
It's relational. It's
relational. I like that. I like that. Miss Latoya, I have enjoyed you. Thank you so much for coming on to Motivational Mondays. These pictures of yours are messing me up. I'm telling you. That one with you sitting on the steps, I said, all right, girl, continue to let God do what he's doing. You are on a journey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now to share in your writings, keep writing, because you're helping the sister who said, I don't know how to do it. I'm afraid to do it. I don't know. I don't want to get up, because a lot of times we're afraid to get up because of what people are going to say.
Yes.
People's opinions, people making digs at you, people, and if we as Black women can get past that, we can rise up even more. We're rising.
Oh, yes.
We're rising. But if we can just remove that piece out of the way, we'll see so many other gifts and talents come forth. Again, thank you so much, Miss Dameron. A new author. Y'all, if y'all need a coach, she is available. There's a number. It's 312-857-8659. Call Call her if you need a life coach. I want to say thank you so much. Listen, stick around because I want to bring you back on. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. Tell Zazzy Zoe I said hello. All right, y'all. I'm telling you, God is so good to us. God has given us talents. God has given us gifts, and God has given us abilities. Step out, step out. If you need somebody to step with you, get your partner, and let's just do this thing because God has given it to you. I was telling somebody today, listen, we get one life and there is no makeovers. How about that? There's no makeovers. So whatever you're going to do, you're best to do it now because there's no makeovers in life. And I've said at the end of my life, I am not going to say what I could have, should have, would have done. I'm going to do it all while I have it right here. And my kids always say, Mom, you always doing something. That's something my mother used to say too before she went on to be with the Lord. You're always doing something because you know what? Too much giving, much is required. And as God gives you one vision and you're obedient to that vision, he'll start stacking them. And you're not going to be tired and wore out and all of that. God gives you the energy to do what you need to do. I'm so glad Miss Latoya was here. Awesome, awesome, awesome woman of God. Listen, my next guest, I don't know what to say about this woman. I just don't know. This woman is amazing. Talitha Wallace is called Miss Blue. She's a Renaissance woman. She's an artist. She's a cosmetology instructor. She's a philanthropist. She's a self-proclaimed networking queen. And this weekend, this phenomenal woman is hosting Fire and Ice Beauty and Trade Expo. Everyone, please welcome none other than Miss Talitha Wallace. We call her Miss Blue, Miss Blue, Miss Blue.
Yes.
Hey! I should have had some earth, wind, and fire on. I know they said, oh, I thought she said she was a minister. Yeah, I should have had some earth, wind, and fire on. Miss Blue is on Motivational Mondays.
Yes.
Hey, I'm so glad you're here. How you doing?
I am super excited to be here with my favorite Barb. I call her Barbara the mastermind, baby. She puts us together. She get us together, and like you said, when you galvanize, baby, lightning. I can see the lightning in the room. When you step back, we see the lightning because we be moving and shaking, baby. Moving and shaking.
Wow. I'm so glad you're here. It's so much that can be said about Miss Wallace. I don't know where to start at. This woman is an artist. She, for one of the Big Hats brunch, I think 2019, I believe, either 2018. Mm-hmm. Wallace made all the Big Hats brunch paintings. She painted all of these beautiful women with hats on.
Yes.
It was amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
Not only does she do that, she's a stylist, y'all. She's not just a stylist. She's a stylist. She's a colorist. This one, I'm going to let you tell your own story because you got so much going on. But I do want to say this. She has a beauty expo going on this weekend.
Yes.
And for all of you all that's into beauty and hair, and she's going to tell you more. You need to be at this beauty and trade show. It is nonetheless, I'm telling you, it's top notch. I'll be there. You know I'm coming.
I know y'all coming.
I gotta come and support my blue lady. I love you, girl. So I will be there. I'm gonna give it to you. Tell the people who you are because it's so much. I can't tell it all.
So I'm trying my best. Like you said, I do wear a lot of different hats. So we're gonna start from the top. My name is Miss Wallace. I am a mother of two beautiful daughters.
Yes.
I love people. I am a licensed cosmetology instructor, self-proclaimed philanthropist. I love the people. I love getting people together, and I'm really passionate about my industry, which is the beauty industry. It is truly a creative outlet for what I love first, which is artwork. So as you can see behind me is some of the artwork that I have. And like Miss Barbara said, listen, when I get a paintbrush, it stay wet because I'm constantly creating. So moving forward in my life, I just want to do everything creative. And if I don't love it, I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I decided to just do what I love. Being in the cosmetology industry, in the beauty industry, I found that I love to teach. So I became a licensed cosmetology instructor. Along with that, I am certified in the state of Illinois to give continuing education classes. This is a
Wow.
big part of staying on top of your professionalism in the
Hmm.
industry. So
Hmm.
with this event, I get to marry all of the things that I love:
Right, right.
entertaining the people, selling my artwork, being in professional industry, giving classes for certification purposes. Um, it's so much to it. And I'm glad to say that the vision was to get it done.
Hmm.
Okay. We got
Hmm.
it done. There are no more tickets left. You hear me? God is amazing.
Wow.
Your tickets are always there. But when I tell you that there are no tickets left, you are more than welcome, because in this event, we have 24-hour vendor shopping. So before you go to work, if you just want to come by and shop with our vendors at the Embassy Suites, you're more than welcome. After you get off work, we'll still be there. For those who
Hmm.
truly can't attend the actual hair show, that's more than fine. It's plenty to do at the hotel underneath the Blue Lady. I found a great partner for this event,
Hmm.
Stacy Powell, the red, which is the fire. And then you have myself, the Blue Lady, which is the ice. I call Miss Stacy the calm. She keeps me calm because y'all know I'm all over the place, but I love to entertain and I love to
Yeah.
get it done. So I'm
Yes.
so,
Yes.
so, so excited about the event. It is a 2-day event. April
Hmm.
10th is all night vending. We have 35 vendors all on one floor. Because of COVID, we had to do things a little bit differently. You know
Yes.
how most of the time we would get the vendors together and we could all
Yes.
be in one room?
Yes.
They said we can no longer, we can't do that for a while. So I said,
Hmm.
hey, what we gonna do? And it came to me. It said, okay, we're gonna get every vendor a hotel room, and you're going to vend from your space like you're at the
Oh,
mall.
wow.
So when you
Oh,
walk through, we have the entire floor, the second floor. So you can
uh-huh.
actually walk 35 rooms. Each room has a different vendor inside of the room on the second floor. And on the first floor, we will be having our hair event the very next day on Sunday. But guess what? Even on Sunday, baby, you can go right back upstairs and still shop, because these vendors have committed to 2 days of selling their wares. They're all independent contractors. I'm very, very, very excited about this next level of whatever God is doing. He doing it, and he doing it quickly.
And you know what? And this is some next level stuff. When I saw
Yes,
your, I was like, she didn't went all the way up there. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? And so is this a Saturday and Sunday, or is this Friday and Saturday?
It is Saturday. Saturday is networking and a pop-up shop. That's what they call it now. Networking
Okay.
at the pop-up shop, where you will only be shopping with the
Hmm.
vendors. There will be no hair industry stuff going on Saturday evening. The beauty
Okay.
industry part will be on Sunday only, but you can still continue to shop upstairs.
And so how many now, how many people are doing the beauty show on Sunday? The classes.
Um, we have 6 classes. I am
Okay.
very happy to announce we have 6 classes. I myself will be teaching a hair color class. I have classes on the barber industry, 5 major moves that professional barbers need to make if they want to go further than just being a licensed practitioner behind the chair. If you want to do like celebrities and things of that nature and move into having your own businesses, we have that class as well. We have
Okay.
extension classes, we have lash classes, and I made sure that everyone that is teaching a class, we have 6 teachers, I'm sorry, we have 6 educators. They are licensed and they
Hmm.
are award winning in their true genres of what they do. That is very important to me as a licensed professional. I don't want to
Right.
have people before the people who are not
Hmm.
qualified to be before the people.
Hmm. That is awesome. That is
Yes,
so awesome. And I know in the past, the shows that you put on was always dynamic. The
thank
fashion shows and you
you. Yes,
know, are you
yes.
going to be doing those in the future? The fashion shows and everything. I'm sure it was once the pandemic lifts.
Once the world lets us on once the world opens up, we will revisit those things. And I've always been, like you said, I've always been one for entertainment. So yes, I had the Curvy Diva Fashion and Trunk Show where we
Yeah.
would highlight 4 to 5 designers within our communities, the Austin area
Yeah.
of Chicago, and we would
Yes.
come together and teach about self-esteem for plus size women and get them into high fashion gowns, and we would just
Yes.
have a whole lot of fun with those. So
Yes.
yes, I mean, those are events that I've done. I've also done poetry shows. I've also
Yes.
done smaller hair competitions. So this is nothing new to me. Coming from a Baptist background, we always had something on Sunday. If we didn't have a church fashion show, if we didn't have something going on. So truly,
That's
the
right.
message of madness has always been within my heart.
Okay.
Getting the
Okay.
people together.
And you also had a show, Connect and I attended, where they did the fantasy hair.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember the
Yes.
fantasy hair?
Yes.
Yes,
So
that was the
that
first
part,
time that was the first time I ever got a chance to see one of those up close and personal. I've seen
yes,
it in magazines, but to see people have hairs of cages and
yes, yes, yes.
unbelievable. Let me ask you, Talitha, when
Sure.
did you notice your artistry? When did you notice that you was artistic? How old were you?
Um, I've always been gifted in painting and drawing. I got it from I inherited the gift from my uncle. Um, I would say in my early youth, like teenager, just drawing different characters that I would see around. But my uncle I say he's heavy in the game. He's been a painter for all of my life. He's actually 68 years old. I stay in contact with him and he's still wonderful. His name is Damon Sherman. And I've just always been able to mimic things that I can see and just, change them up just a bit, but I've always been able to paint and draw. It was actually your event that I was inspired to actually pick up a brush again. I would just do it for entertainment purposes. I never saw it as a commercial way for an income. And then when you asked me to make the 2 actual paintings for the Big Hat Brunch, I was like, hey, you know what? I really dig this. This is fun. Let me ask Barbara if I could be a vendor at her event. And when you welcomed me, it just took off from there. It's something that just sparked from then. People actually bought Big Hat Brunch ladies before the actual brunch that you had.
I was gonna say that they was buying the panties before they did Big Hat's brunch.
Yes.
Because you was posting it, they're like, I want that one down. I said, wait, hold. Hey, yo, y'all, this is for us.
Yes.
They was buying them before they even hit the table.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, they are so beautiful. I have mines here. Beautiful painting. And so you wasn't taught that. So you just paint what you see, visually.
I can imagine. Yeah. Visually, I can paint what I see. And then, just putting different elements together, I've moved more into more texture. So along with acrylic, we have glass and we have wood and we have copper and some even have leather textures on them. It just keeps elevating. It keeps elevating. People say, well, can you do this one again? And I'm like, I really can't go back to an old style, but I'll try my best. I'm just so excited to wear the resurrection of the gift. It's always been there, but it's like, okay, now it's here. Let's see what we can do with this. Like you, I'm always, imagining what I could be doing next. I really believe in my sleep. I'm just dreaming up the next plan.
Yes, exactly. And I get that. I was talking to someone earlier because I have something coming up in June because my mind, the Big Hat's brunch has already happened.
Yes, exactly.
It's done. The Big Hat's brunch is done. So I'm moving to June and what the community project that I'm getting ready to do. And that's where I am. Once I get it and it forms and I get it, on paper, to me, it's done. It's just the actual date that has to take place, and everything. So I really, really get that. I'm more of a person that it has to start forming in my mind, and yep.
Correct. And when I have trusted now that it's okay if you don't see it. When I tell people, I'm like, hey, we're doing something, it's going to be amazing. And they like, well, how you going to do that? And I don't see that. I'm not even worried about you seeing it. I see it.
Because you see it.
It, we ain't got no problems.
Wow. I remember when you talked to me about the Beauty and Expo, I was like, whoa, this is real big. I was like,
Mhm. Mhm.
this is some big stuff. When I
Yes.
saw the flyer, I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, you have taken this to a whole nother level, and it's just going to keep climbing because
Yes.
that's what God does. When you're obedient with one thing, it just keep growing. It grows and it grows, and this is going to grow into something else. You know,
Yes, ma'am.
it's going to grow into something else. And then you in the shop.
Yes,
You
I'm actually styling hair in the salon 4 days a week. I am just very excited about, I've been a licensed stylist. Oh my goodness. I've been a licensed stylist for about 22 years. I've been a licensed teacher for about 15 years. I'm 43, and it's just amazing to see how far I've come in this industry. The reason why I decided to do a beauty, basically a beauty and trade expo, is
yes,
because the African American community in Illinois does not have a voice as far as a true beauty trade show goes. We
hmm
used to have one called the Proud Lady Beauty Show. It was
yes,
usually once or twice a year. They
yeah,
actually stopped that trade show in 2014. Since
hmm
then, there's been a true void of African American beauty trade shows in the Illinois area, period. Okay.
okay,
So that's very important for us to know as beauty professionals. That's why I decided to do something. It is a boutique style. So, yes, it is a smaller show, but we have to start somewhere for our
exactly.
industry to make sure that we keep
That's
it
right.
licensed and professional. So, we're
Yes,
going to, like you, we're moving ahead. This one basically is done. We will be
yep,
back in September to do it all again
all
because we
over
have
again.
this thing going. If you are
hmm
familiar with shows like the Black Women's Expo,
Yeah,
the America's Beauty Show, these are large events that usually happen in the springtime. And because of COVID, they have moved their dates, some to next year, some to later
hmm
on in the fall. And I said,
hmm
okay, if we're going to do it, we got to do it now. The door is
right.
open, and let's
That's
break
right.
forth and do it. I am very excited about this. I want to continue this for students, for my children. I have two wonderful daughters. They work with
Yes.
me in everything, and I just want to show them you can work, but you don't have to work for
Let me tell
nobody
you
but
something.
yourself.
You can make a job. I tell people that you can make a job just like
Yes,
you make a ministry. How about that?
yes,
You see,
yes,
you look, I need a platform. Make your own. Make your
that,
own platform. I want to I want to be a part of this. Make your own beauty and trade show.
yes,
You have to start somewhere. Start
somewhere.
start small, 10 people, and then 10 turn into 50, and so on, and so on, and so on. A lot of times we want to start large, right?
Hmm.
Like the Bible says, don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise that because
Yes,
consistency, and consistency is going to grow. It's going to grow.
yes,
Because you're consistent, you're out there, people see what you're doing,
yes,
and it can only grow. Wow. After this beauty expo and trade show, what's next,
yes.
Blue Lady? I know it's coming up again in September, but what's next?
So right now, with the vendor pop-up shops is a very popular thing
Yeah.
for entrepreneurs to get together to make money. So I will
Yes.
have another one coming up in July. So in July,
Okay.
we'll have just the vendors for 24 hours. After that, we'll be
Awesome.
back in September with
Okay.
the actual beauty and trade show. We're going to have
Okay.
to wait and see what Illinois has to say about fashion things. I myself am an educator and I teach hair color classes. So the hair color classes will be more consistent until September because that is the
Mhm.
time for every licensed practitioner to renew. So we
Okay.
have classes to make sure that they get their
They
certifications.
get their certification. Listen, before the pandemic, you had
Yes,
your
sir.
daughter. Your
Hmm.
daughter, she took some pictures at the lake. You did
Yes,
that dress that you did. What
yes.
about that? Tell me about that creation.
Okay, so the thing is that my daughter is my fashion model. Let me say this first. As a entrepreneur
Hmm
and being a person who needs a model all the time, I've had to fire at least 7 models. Okay. You know,
Mm-hmm.
models get big headed. You do things for them. Now they expect certain things. And I just
Yeah.
had to let them know, sugar, my at the time she was like 8. I was like, my 8-year-old daughter can walk circles around you. So please, please, please understand that I don't need you. So I took my daughter and we went to the thrift store, actually. Bought a wedding
Uh-huh.
dress for about $8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we actually we just painted it. And I
Wow.
styled her hair. And I asked my favorite photographer, his name is Antoine McHenry, to take a couple of photos. And we just had a good time. It wasn't for a contest. It wasn't for anything. It was just that I had to get the creativity out.
Mm-hmm.
We do that all the time. Sometimes it doesn't
Wow.
have to be a competition. It's just an
Yeah.
artistic outlet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
We just have to do that from time to time. If you got to get it out, you got to get it out.
Yes.
What I did want to touch on was in the beginning of having this actual show, I was very discouraged because of money, right?
Yes.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness, how are we going to get the money? How are we going to get
Yep.
the money?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I remember my mother, she's been gone about 16 years now. But my
Okay.
mother, when she would call people and ask for help and they couldn't help her, she would say, get me somebody else. And I heard that voice saying, just ask somebody else. So once we did that, money just started falling.
Okay.
You have to open your mouth and keep asking until you get the answer that
Yeah.
you need.
Right.
Don't be discouraged at the first no.
Yes. That's correct. That's
I
correct.
had to learn that. I had to learn that listening to you all speak, you and Latoya, about
Mm-hmm.
it being about you and
Mm-hmm.
preparation and presentation. I've
Yes.
waited a while. So now
Mm-hmm.
it's time to show up and show out.
All right. And you did it. You did it. I'm so happy for you for how you continuously reinvent yourself. And
Yes,
that's what life is about. Because we
yes,
don't get no do-overs. We don't get
yes.
no do-overs.
That's true.
So whatever you're gonna do, let's get busy. And if
Let's
you
get busy.
thing with us as Black women, we don't like to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
You see someone else know how to do it, but I don't want to. No, you got to ask people, and then,
Yes,
you know what? Because people is what makes your vision come into fruition. God
yes,
to you, but you need people to
yes,
put
you do.
legs to it to walk it out. To walk it out. You know, wow, this is fantastic. Like I said, I will be there to.
Oh yeah.
I would be there to support you. I'm so happy for
Thank
you. I really am. And what you're doing. Your daughters are very talented. My children
you.
love you know.
Yes. I
My
love your children too. Yes. And your grandchildren, I love them.
yeah, they love you. They love you. Listen, we're gonna bring back Latoya. Y'all give me some comments. Let me know what you think about what we've been discussing. Is this helpful to you? Is it something that you can use? Come on, let's send up some hearts and some shares
Yes.
and
Yes.
give me your comments. Let me know what you think.
Oh, let me tell you this. So I will have artwork there for sale at the event. I am a vendor at the event. It's the Blue Ladies
Okay.
Gallery. I will be
Okay.
selling you fedoras, custom made fedoras. Will
Oh,
be there. This is listen. I have to, when it comes, I do it. So I think I'll have about 6. That's
okay.
it. I do want to apologize because I am having some work done on my
Uh-huh.
home. But we got to get it done. So if you hear a
Oh, yeah, be here.
wonderful engineer in the background,
Okay,
drilling,
I hear.
we're
Yeah.
getting it done.
All right.
Heavy. We're getting it done. So thank you for your patience with the noise in the background.
You're so welcome. Let's bring Latoya back. This is fantastic. I have enjoyed this evening. Oh God, you ladies are amazing. You're so
Yes.
amazing. And one thing I love about God is that He gives us in different ways.
Yes.
He gives us gifts and talents in different ways.
Yes.
And it's just all to bring it together. And it's really just giving God the glory of us, what He has given us. Like she said, when she was younger, she just started drawing,
Mhm.
started drawing. And now look at her. She's so artistic. It's just, oh my God, the things that this woman does. And even you with your book, Latoya, and not only are you coming out with a book,
Mhm.
coach now.
Yes.
Who would have thought that in 2014 that you was going to be a life coach?
Oh my God. Who
You
knew?
see? And it all works. It's all that's why when you get a vision, sometimes you just got to breathe. Just take a
Yes.
pause. Just take a pause, and then God will give it to you, and He'll roll the plan out for you. Now, one thing for Him, He'll throw something out to you. You'll be like, "What did you say?" He ain't gonna stand there and spread it out.
Right.
He's gonna do
Right.
that. He'll come back to you. I remember when He gave me the idea for Reach Leadership Program for girls.
Mhm.
The church, I was watching some young girls walk down the hallway, and I heard his voice said, "Barbara, reach." And I thought, I know you're not telling me to work with no girls. And I just raised 2 teenagers by myself. Girl, oh, you got the wrong one. And then he began to roll it out, leadership program for girls, and it took off.
Yeah.
And God put a man in my life that I will
Mhm.
be grateful for. His name is William Rogers from the Chicago Defense. I left my card in Simply Soups and Salad, and he called me. And that man took me, and he just opened. You just need one door.
Yes.
Mhm.
Open the door. You just
That's
need
right.
one door, one window, one yes. That's all you need. And he
That's right.
opened that door, and I've been going ever since.
Mhm.
Ever since. So God would send you people
Yes.
to help you, just like you said. You kept going.
Yes.
You kept going till you found the yes.
That's
That's what we have to do. You have to keep going until you find the yes. Somebody is going to say yes.
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. Someone is going to say yes, and someone is going to believe in what you're doing,
Yes.
right alongside you and help you push that dream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That dream. Ladies, do you guys have any final words? I have enjoyed both of you all. I'm so glad that you are here. You can tell your friends that they can see this live. I'm going to
Yes.
your page as well as it's on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes, it's on YouTube. So share it with your friends. You all are amazing. Absolutely amazing. I know your event is this
Yes.
weekend, and
Yes.
her event is April 18th.
April
I
8th.
definitely
Yes.
had to I definitely have to bring you both on here because your events are coming up. So
Yes.
like that. But thank you all so very much for being here. Any last words that you guys have before we leave?
Visit my website. You can pre-order your book right now. It is live, eldamraienterprises.com. Come on, figure out step into your destiny. I will show you how you can do it. You can do it. If you need a plan or you need someone to help you navigate it, I am a certified life coach. You can also submit that on my website.
Wow.
Come on, see me.
Wow, that is awesome. A
That's
certified life coach. Let's go. Let's
Yes.
go. And Miss
Yes.
Blue Lady.
Okay, I am on Instagram as Chi-Town Blue Lady. Please follow me there. I have a lot of things coming up, but I just want to say this. Whatever Evangelist Barbara is talking about, make sure you listen, click like, click follow, click share. Like I always say, we got you, Barb. Whatever you want to do, sister, we got
Thank
you. And
you.
thank you for always being there for
Thank
us,
you.
okay?
Yes, thank you. I love you ladies so much.
Yes,
Thank you guys so much for being on Motivational Mondays.
Okay.
This is
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you. Hang around. I want to talk to you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Anwar, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, listen, thank you all for being here. They are amazing. That's all I can say. The women are amazing in the things that they are doing. This is the year of growth, right? And really, this is the year of the woman. How about that? So we're just gonna get our things together and do what we have to do. And if you don't know how to do something, ask someone. How should I do this? There's nothing wrong with asking. There's nothing wrong with getting support from people. But whatever you do, get your vision together. Write it down and let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. There's no do-overs in this life, guys. Let's get it. Thank you so much for being here tonight on Motivational Mondays. Hope I see you next Monday at 7:30 p.m. Let's get it. Let's get it. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much again for joining us.